Hey, what's up? It's Chris Young. What do you say we take a few minutes and talk about some of the features and meet your brand new Keystone Hideout 175BH? Congratulations on picking up your brand new Keystone Hideout 175BH. Let's talk a little bit about some of the features that are on this beautiful single axle travel trailer. Now, right up front, you'll notice that you have the manual hand crank. Pretty much how that works, well, you just got to use the elbow grease. You'll notice it clockwise raises, counterclockwise lowers. Right behind that, you have your 20-pound LP tank. Just make sure when you do have this connected that this is on as tight as possible. And when you do have propane to get everything working, just make sure that it's open. If you can, try to get 2 propane tanks. Just talk to your service folks about doing that. You'll notice the rails back here for your battery. You have 2 of those for your coach. Come around to the campsite, and first thing I want to talk about is your solar plug. This is your 10 amp quick connect solar panel plug. So if you got those solar panels to trickle charge the battery, this is a great feature to pick up in addition to what we have on top, which is the Solar Flex 200. That is a 200 watt solar panel that is built into your Keystone Hideout 175BH with inverted outlets in there. It'll run the lights, it'll run the awning, pretty much anything 12 volt. You know, you just won't run your AC and stuff like that. But great feature. Plastic clip for your storage door that keeps that in place, and you'll notice you do have some good pass-through storage in here, which is finished off. Right here is the hand crank for your stabilizer jacks. Now all you do is you just put this on the drive, clockwise lowers, counterclockwise raises. Just make sure you store this away when you're done so that you don't lose it, because if you get over to the campground and you don't have that to lower, hopefully somebody's got a drill or a tool that you can borrow. Now, your 175BH also comes with the LCI Solera 12 volt power awning with adjustable pitch. And what I'd like to say about these is really 2 things. Number one, if you're going to adjust the pitch, make sure you're inside the awning before you pull it down. Because if there's water there and you're on that side, whoo, you're gonna get yourself a nice little bath. And the second thing is, once you're done, make sure to push it back level so that when you roll the awning in, it's not cockeyed and you don't have any issues that might keep you from, having a working awning. You'll also notice a little rubber stopper right there on the end. Underneath there is a 7/16 drive. That's the manual override for your awning. Now we're gonna open the friction hinge door here to show you how these LCI solid steps work. Just be careful with anything inside your 175BH. If you're going to be lifting or pulling, if you have bad back, bad shoulders, bad knees, whatever, just be careful. Now, you'll notice this has the turn handle for the secure latch. You can turn it either way to lock it in place or to bring it back out. And then when you do bring it out, when you have the awning open, it is going to be a little bit of a trick to get your steps down. Just bring those down, and you do have adjustable feet on here as well. You'll see right here, you got a pin. Just pull that pin out, move the foot so that not only the feet are flush with the ground, but the security plate on top is also flush. Because if not, you won't be able to shut the door. Leash latch here to help keep those furry friends safe and secure. Back of your Dometic fridge is right here. This is actually a condensation tube that will lead from the, to keep everything from freezing up and overflowing on the inside of your fridge. The back of your 20K Suburban furnace is right here too. Now, since this is on the campsite and we are under the awning, one of the things you want to watch out for is if you bring those fabric chairs out, try not to block this, especially if the furnace is running on the inside. That hot air and fabric do not mix well. Just heads up. You got the Dexter Easy Lube axles here on those steel rims. And a couple things to note, about every year or so is when you want to get those bearings repacked on that Dexter, on that axle. And one way to check if you've gone over that or if you're getting close to it or if something's wrong, you come out here and the wheel assembly is really hot to the touch. You can put a couple of pumps of grease in there, but that's to get you to the dealership. That means you need to get it checked out. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, call the Good Sam Roadside Assist or call Camping World or Gander and let them come out and get your RV so you don't have to end up replacing a whole axle. Rear stabilizer jack right there works just like the front. Sewer hose storage and spare tire. Plus you are set up for backup camera, a great additional feature to talk to your service folks to get added into your RV. You got your cable or satellite input right here for your entertainment, either at home or to campground. Now, you have a Dometic hot water heater right here. And what's cool about these is not only do you have a fail safe, which you'll notice right here, if this thing gets overheated, this will burn out to let you know that something's wrong. You can just take this flash off and plug it back in, but you definitely just want to use that as a band-aid. Get it to the service center and let our folks fix it for you. You also have a pressure release valve right here, which is used to really give you some air at the top of the tank inside the hot water heater. If you do notice that it's too full, or if you come out and this is weeping, get yourself a coffee cup, make sure it's cooled down. Do not do it with hot water because that's not fun. And then just drain a little bit out and dump it out. You got your flash tube as well as your igniter over here, and your exhaust right here. If you notice that up the side of the RV, there's a lot of debris or it's dark, that means something's either in the exhaust or in the flash tube. And since propane has mercaptan in it, which is a delicious smell, especially to bees, dirt daubers, and spiders, they can build nests inside this flash tube. So if your RV's been in storage or you're around a real buggy area, get yourself a pipe cleaner, clean that out. And there we go. You do have your tanks over here, your black and your gray denoted by the color of the handles. We'd like to suggest to folks, when you are set up at the campground, you don't have to keep those open all the time, especially the black tank, because that solid waste can cause pyramiding, and what that'll do is that'll make it difficult not only to dump it, but could also cause some issues with the sensor, the reading, and maybe even the tank if it sits too long. So just leave some fluid in there, or just leave these shut until you need to dump them. And when you do dump black tank first and then gray tank. You got your city water connection and fresh tank fill. I like how these are close together. You'll also notice your fresh tank fill has the little air vent right there. That should let you know if you've gone over. Water starts spurting out, guess what? You're probably a little over full. You should probably drain a little bit of that fresh water out. Your 30 amp plug here just pulls out and retracts back in. Nice little storage compartment for it there, as well as the other side of your pass-through storage. So now that we've talked about some of the features on the outside of your Keystone Hideout 175BH, let's go take a look at some on the inside. Okay, now that we are inside, let's take a look at some of the features here. Now, you'll notice you got a very small control panel right here on your 175BH. Pretty much because you don't have a slide, you just have the awning, and it reads like the way it's going to operate. Extend and retract. You also have lights here to cut on your light switch. We do have a separate convenience center, which we'll get to here in a minute. But what you'll notice about this unit, and here, Bobby, let me open the door so we can see too. Everything that we are operating right now, granted it's going slow, is going off of that Solar Flex 200 watt panel. We don't have this thing plugged into shore power or to battery. Now, granted the AC won't work, but we do have the lights on and I got the awning run out. So very nice little feature right there. Let's go from the front to the back. Up front, you got your queen size high density foam mattress here. You do have some storage underneath. Just be careful. Once again, like I mentioned, anything lifting or pulling, just bad shoulders, bad back, please do not do it on your own. Ask for some assistance. But you just lift this up and there's your storage panel right there. Might be good to have two people doing that if you do need to load stuff in. Your booth dinette over here does reduce down into a sleeper. If you notice, underneath the cushions here, we have 4 feet on this unit. One here, one there, one there, one there. That's where the table rests for you to move the cushions out and make this into a sleeper. And speaking of the cushions, you also have a storage compartment here, a little hole there to help you lift up the storage area. Just be careful because it is cut plyboard. You might have an issue with splinters, so just be careful there. Now, you got a 13,500 BTU air conditioner, which is the Coleman Mach Whisper Quiet. You got a fan and an AC option on this one, as well as the vents, which you can close and open by just adjusting these levers here. You'll also notice that this model has equipped with it filters on the side. Yours may or may not have that. If you do, they're easy to replace or easy to clean out. Just pull them out. Replace the filters about every 6 months if you can. You also have your temperature controls right here, which just goes the way the color goes, blue for cold and red for hot. Here in this 175BH, we also have the Dometic 3 cubic foot fridge freezer combo. This is your release latch right there. Open this up and you'll notice you got the little freezer door there as well. And you got your control panel here. Now this does run on both gas or electric. It also has the automatic switch, and there is your off and on for it there. And looks like we're on. It's checking the auto now. And once again, everything off of that 200-watt solar panel. It's a very nice little feature. You have just a single basin sink here with hot and cold on your water. Hot, cold, and then to open, you pull that way. With your Suburban 2-burner cooktop, you push and turn this to the light feature, and then you take a long match to light your cooktop. That's how you work this. Microwave, flush mounted, 0.9 cubic feet on that one. It works the same way as most microwaves do. This right here is your furnace. Your Suburban 20,000 BTU furnace, to be exact. And over here is our other control panel. To be honest, I kind of wish these were together with the faceplate that we had on the side, but they're not. You got your water pump, which will only be used if you're going to be pulling from the fresh tank. You got a 27-gallon fresh tank on your 175BH. If you're hooked up to city water, you don't need the pump. But there's your water heater, and you'll notice the direct spark ignition will try to light. You also have a hot water bypass on this one that's 6 gallons. If there is propane, this will cut on and then it'll cut back off. If there's no propane, the fault light will stay on. With anything electronic inside this unit, if you notice the panel's working, you're hooked up to power, you're hooked up to shore power, everything is working the way it should be working. There's one place to check to see if, okay, it's not the post, it's not the panel. What else could it be before I take it into service? It'll be this panel right here, which is your fuse box. These are smart fuses. So if one of them is blown or faulty, there'll be a red light in the middle of it that you can even see through this grate right there. So a nice little thing to check. If it's still not working, bring it in, let our service folks check it out for you. Last but not least, on this control panel, you got your battery check right there, as well as your fresh, your black, and your gray tanks. Now, what's cool about these is not only are they touch button and little LED lights, but with your water tanks, if you flush your water tanks and you know you flushed them, everything's out, I know everything's good to go, but you come here and you see, like, you know, your gray tank or your black tank are still showing 2/3 or maybe even full. There's 2 sensors on that tank, and sometimes a bead of water can be connected in between the two. It'll cause a false reading. Give it about 15 minutes, let that drip down the side of the tank. You should come back and it should read empty. If not, bring it in, let our service folks take a look at it. You got your Suburban controls for your heat right here. Just move that to the desired temperature that you want. Warmer is obviously with the larger lines. You also have, with your solar panel, the SolarFlex, some inverted outlets on this 175BH. Those will be, you can tell where they are by just the little yellow sticker that says inverted outlet. That means that, hey, I can actually charge something thanks to the solar panel. Your bunks are just twin over twin, 300-pound capacity there with the teddy bear mattresses, you know, plush and comfortable. I always say get a mattress topper if you can. Your bowl is a Dometic plastic high-rise with the foot flush. To get water, you just gently push down a little bit. To open it and drain the bowl, you just push all the way down. That goes into the black tank. If you notice that water is draining even though the flapper is closed, you can help that a little bit by putting on a glove, getting some Vaseline, and just going around the bottom of that black rubber ring. That'll help keep the flapper in place. Hot and cold on your single basin sink here operate just like hot and cold does. Same thing for your shower. You got the faucet here, handle with the hot and cold, and the shower control slider right there. So there you go. There are some features on your brand new Keystone Hideout 175BH. Hopefully you found this helpful. It'll help you, with your new 175BH, but we have an elite team of service specialists standing by to help you answer questions or help you with something that might not be operating properly. You can call us or come by any of our locations. We'll be glad to help you as much as we can, because at the end of the day, it's all about you enjoying that RVing experience to the absolute fullest.